register at Carnes, and the lady was like, "Do you want these?" I was like, "I think so. Why?" And she's like, "They're $10.33." I'm like, "A pound or like the whole thing?"
Oh, grapes are.
She's like, "The
cheap.
whole thing." And oh, that's really loud.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
We
it's
gotta turn down
crispy.
your headphones.
It's crispy.
Okay,
There's plenty of snare in your headphones.
nice. And I was like, "No, I think I want them." I was like, I turned down some steak today. Like, I didn't buy any steak because that was too pricey, but the grapes have to stay.
Trying to eat healthy.
Well, no. I just really love grapes. It's like my fruit of choice. It's not messy.
No.
You can wash them quick. They don't get like all juicy around your hands. Like
Any kind of berry is good. I'm an any kind of berry person.
see, I feel like raspberries have like little seeds.
You stick them on your fingers. Your fingers have hats.
Yeah, okay, you can do that. But
Finger
then
hats.
and then you have sticky fingers.
They're not sticky.
I
They're just
don't know.
red.
I don't know.
No, I'm any kind of berries fan.
Well, it's a grape of berry.
Yeah.
No.
This conversation is really fruitful.
I don't know. I classify grapes as berries, but I technically don't know.
I mean, they do come on a vine, like
Yeah,
berries.
like a berry. That's why I think they're berry.
Although blueberries don't come on a vine. They're a bush.
Are grapes berries?
No.
Uh-huh.
It's
A
fruit.
grape is a fruit, botanically a berry.
Okay.
Okay, what other qualifiers would result in it being a berry?
I just going off the vine.
That it has berry in the name.
That's not a qualifier.
It's not called a grape berry.
But what about pink berry? Because that's neither pink nor a berry.
I've never even heard of that. I think you're making that up, Sam.
It's a flavor of yogurt.
Yeah, no. Although these are like purple grapes, I do like green grapes
Green
better.
grapes are superior.
So much better. I feel like
They're crisper.
the red or purple ones have a dry finish and like leave your mouth dry. And I guess that makes sense because of dry wine, you know?
I can see that. There's dry white wine too.
Yeah, I was going to say
think I always-
all wines are dry unless you're getting a sweet wine.
I always think of
Your microphone's
my
so
microphone's
funny
having
right now.
some
Malfunctions.
I'm having joystick drift on
Yeah,
my
Joy-Con
microphone.
drift on the microphone.
Oh my gosh.
There, that might do it. But I always think of green grapes as softer tasting, for lack of a better
I think
adjective.
they're like a crisp,
Yeah.
like a crunch. Like when you bite into an apple. When you bite into a red apple, same thing. It's like a soft. But when you hit a green apple, it's that
Totally.
real crisp.
Yes, I agree with that.
So thank you, everyone. This has been the Precisely Grape podcast. We
All
talk
about
about nothing
grapes.
but grapes.
We got red ones, and we got green ones, and we got ones that taste like cotton candy, and that's about the show. But
Yeah.
we're going to make this last at least 3 years.
Say,
so
like and subscribe.
We're
Rate us on iTunes.
Switching content, moving away from games, going to fruits.
Talking about liking and subscribing, my dad, who writes for the Berg magazine,
Yes.
these art columns called Bob's Art Blog, I was at their house today, and he was calling up people that he wrote about on the most recent article that he wrote, and he's like, it's coming out this Saturday. Just look up Bob's Art Blog. Let the other people know that you know that I wrote about, and just please like and share, and
Wow.
and leave a comment on the Berg if you don't
Wow.
mind. And I was like, dang, Dad. He's like, I gotta be my own promoter.
Gotta
And I'm
do
like,
that
I guess
grind.
not, like you're doing it.
He's
it's fine.
hustling.
My mom's like, yeah, he gets all angry if he doesn't see that many shares on his most recent posts. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But they're articles, like they're written out articles. They're not like an Instagram post. They're
Oh, yeah, no. I mean,
more fruitful.
I'm a frequenter of taking a free copy of the Berg when I'm
Yeah.
actually in public and doing things.
Yeah.
I take one.
And I think he's more published on the website because he like comes out with a new one every week.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's funny.
I like old people and them like,
Social media Yeah.
and promotion because like my friend's mom helped me set up my Google business account for the store, and I mean like I was gonna do it, but she was just like, let me do it for you because I know how to do it for my job, and I was like, okay, that's fine. Like
Yeah.
that's one less thing I have to do.
Sure.
So she did it, and it was fine. And she called me the other day, and she was just like, "How's it going?" And she was just like, "I've been looking at your Google business account," and just like, because like you can still see like if she set it up, she's like, "I can still see your stuff," and she was just like, "Looks like you got some real good reviews." Looks like you're getting a lot of traffic on your page. I got some ideas for you.
My boss really loves Google My Business as well.
Oh yeah,
he's always on my case. Have you checked out the Google reviews lately? I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
But I will, because I know you care about it. Like, yep, okay, that guy gave us 5 stars and no comments. Just thanks for the 5 stars, I guess.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Cool.
Yeah. I see a lot of nice reviews where I work too, and they're all about how fast the shipping was and how well it was packaged.
Clearly, this guy gets it.
I like the ones where it says polite staff, and I'm like, that's me, baby. It's all me. Nobody else is being polite. It's just me.
Well, you can pass that on to your staff.
I don't know what they're going to get me for Boss's Day.
I'm patting myself on the back right now. That's what Kelly can do.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. Should we start this?
I guess so.
I just jumped right in. You can start it whenever you want.
Well, I feel like we already started.
Sam, cut that out.
No, let's keep it. But how's it going, everyone? This is Precisely Podcast about beer, video games, jobs, and grapes, and all the fun stuff. Welcome back, everyone. We're here. We're Precisely. We're live. It's been 5 months. And 7 days and 6 hours and 2 minutes.
Still no Wi-Fi.
Yes. The world has ended, but our podcast still goes.
Shocking.
Let me ask you, if the world has ended and you find a box of Thin Mints,
yes,
would you now eat it?
If I would take some to go.
Know? Where are you going? The world ended. You're not going to the McDonald's, or you're not going to the mall.
I guess if I was hungry, I'd eat them right away. But I would want to store them safely in a cool, dark place so they don't melt until I was really hungry.
I'll give you that. Cold Thin Mints are good.
Yeah, they are. They're better than warm Thin Mints.
Still not that number one choice, though.
Samoa's all the way. Team Samoa.
I just had my last Samoas last night.
How many boxes have you gone
We
through?
had 2, but we forgot that we had one, and it was in the back of our pantry. I didn't actually forget.
Yeah.
Aubrey's like, "Oh yeah, this was in here." I was like, "Yeah, I know. I've been staring at it for 6 weeks, wondering if I should just take it."
Wow.
But 15 cookies lasts a good I don't know,
day.
2 tops.
I just calmed down from the last time we talked about how you think that Thin Mints are inferior, and we're going to bring it back up.
Re-triggered.
Yeah. Well,
I
Samoas
know what
are
I'm
the
talking
best.
about in therapy.
Yeah. Samoas are the best, but it's fine. But how is everyone? It hasn't been 5 months, but it's been, at least a month or 2?
It's been 8 months, yeah.
A month.
Yeah.
It's been good.
It's been good for me.
Yeah, it's been good for me, too.
Nice little break from this, not from everything. But
Yes.
a break from this was good. Get your separation, and you get a little bit more of a creativity boost when you come back to your project. Have you noticed that?
No.
Oh, when I walk away from a project and I stop working on it for an extended period of time and come back and be like, oh yeah, I got all these new ideas. Because you just take time away from it. When you're thinking about it all the time, you're feel forced. Your creativity starts to feel forced. But when you walk away from something, you're like, oh.
I used to write a lot of notes for this podcast, and this one I didn't really write anything. It was more remembering notes. These are the games I played in the past month. But no, I miss it either way. I missed you guys more so.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I miss talking to you.
We did get to have one little hangout over at Kelly's new store, though.
Dude, that was a great time.
Yeah.
That was a good day. That was one of those moments where it felt like, you know how something feels super right? That was one of those moments where I was like, damn, this is this is it. This is good.
This is a good night, yeah.
This is good. Yeah. that was really fun. We got to see Ryan there for a second too. That was cool. Totally unplanned, but that was cool too.
Yeah, it was a Friday night. I was going to have a game night, but Kelly, you were the only one that was down for their game night, and everyone else was like, "Oh, I'm busy." And I'm like, "Okay, well."
That's actually exactly how I sounded when I said it too. It was in a text, but I said, "I'm busy."
I mean, I'm busy too, but I was like, I guess I can come over after I'm done working.
I was getting ready for a birthday party.
Yeah, it didn't seem like anyone wanted to game night. Even you, Kelly, you're like, okay, I'll come over. I'm like, all right, well, we don't need to do this. But I missed you. So I was like, I hit up Sam. And I was like, well, no, Sam hit me up and he was like, are you still having a game night?
I left work real early and we got all this stuff done. And I was like, Beau wanted to have game night. And I was like, well, I'm ready for bed at like 7. So I was like, I got to find something to do or I'm just going to sit around. I was like, if you're still having game night, I'm down. Like, no, everyone's busy.
Yeah. But I told Sam, I was like, I'm going over to Kelly's and surprising her, so you should come over, bring your Switch, we'll do like a little LAN party, and none of that happened, but we came over and brought some beers and just hung out and talked, and it was really nice. Your store's looking awesome.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I've updated it. Well, obviously you brought some pieces over for me, but I've updated it since you were last in.
Nice.
So
nice.
Yeah, keep the evolution going. I think we're at store 1.6 or something like that. Yeah.
Nice.
Which is a lot because before the last time we talked, the store hadn't even opened.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah.
It looks great.
It really does.
Thank you, guys.
And it's a nice addition to the downtown New Cumberland area, to which I have been a frequent patron, we'll say, over the last decade or so. And it's a nice breath of fresh air to the block, as they say down there.
Yeah, and talking about blocks, you guys are, having a block party this Thursday? This probably won't come out until Saturday, but tell us about this block party.
So like most towns or cities have like a first Friday or some iteration of a number in a weekday. And so New Cumberland does the second Thursday. They do a food truck, like 8 food trucks show up, which is literally catty-corner to my store, which is great.
What, in that parking lot area?
Yeah.
Okay.
Next to Nito there.
No.
Oh, on the other side.
By me.
Sweet.
So,
okay.
like that parking lot that's in front, if you go and there's 3rd Street there, it's the parking lot on that side.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
So you can literally see the food trucks out my window.
Fantastic.
But yeah, they got food trucks. All the shops are open like later than they normally do. They do specials. There's like live music. The distillery has some to-go beverages and things of that nature. So everybody just kind of hangs out. And I decided to implement a free toy weekend because I have a lot of extra stuff that comes in or that I had when I moved over there.
Yeah.
That doesn't fit. It's like, like a McDonald's toy from like a year ago that was in a box that somebody, sold to me or whatever.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I was just throwing them in boxes like, I'll get to that later. So I ended up just throwing it all together and thinking like, well, if it's not worth it for me to sell it, it was just going to probably go to Goodwill or whatever. So like, why not put that out, have people come, and they don't have to buy anything. If their kid wants a new toy and they, you can't afford a new toy all the time, come get one of these. Like, they're good to go. Like,
so do you have to be a kid?
No.
You can be an adult.
You can be it's a kid or kid at heart. I'm not
Can you
drawing a line.
Afford a toy, but you just choose not to and you want to pull out of the free bag?
Yes. No purchase necessary. You can come get a free item, but I am limiting it to one per person just because I don't want people to get greedy. And also I want to make sure that everybody has an option. So I'm going from Thursday to Sunday or until it runs out.
Wow. And how many toys do you think you have?
Oh, God, I don't know. I sent you a picture. There
like
were a couple of little boxes.
Yeah,
there's a couple boxes. There's like little Hot Wheels cars. There's little action figures. There's some like Beanie Babies and stuff like that. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. I'll have it every month. So, and I've opened it up.
Every month?
Yeah. I've opened it up to people in the community if they want to come buy stuff that they don't want and they didn't want to take it to Goodwill or whatever. They can bring it over. Nice. So, yeah, I've had some people drop off stuff and I'll throw it in there and stick it out on Thursday. And hopefully it draws in a little bit more. You hope things like that draw in more customers, but it's kind of like, I'd rather give you a free toy to help out, but also if you return later at another date to be like, this store is cool, I wouldn't have gone in here otherwise, and you see it and you're like, oh, I'll be back next week to buy something. Like, that's cool too.
Yeah.
So.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're going to let people choose their own toy, or you're choosing them?
No, I'll let them pick.
Okay.
I'm not going to be picking for people. I don't know what they like.
Or like a blind bag where they have to close their eyes, spin around twice, grab real quick.
Because then you know a kid's going to get a toy they won't want, and then they're going to be screaming about it, and you're going to be like, shit.
True.
I don't want to deal with that. So
You could do a human crane game.
Ooh.
Just put Beau in a cage with all the toys.
That'd
Have
be
the
fun.
kid have a joystick,
There you
and
go.
Beau will just walk around and decide which toy they get and drop it into a bin.
I like that.
I'm already envisioning this in my head with all, the extra space that is clearly readily available for this.
I'm also thinking about that extra space that's clearly readily available. But we can make this work next month. Beau looks...
Beau's
No.
curated crane game.
Yes.
I'm down. So
Okay.
it's like throw the ball at the target to make the guy dunk into the
dunk
water.
tank.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
dunk tank, yeah. But with a crane.
Only we'll let them think that they're moving you around to select to try and win a toy, but you're just going to pick one out for them.
Okay. I'm down with that. That's fine.
I said go left. He's
Yeah.
going right. Does this guy even
It's
know?
not the way you're going.
Yeah. I'm dyslexic with directions.
Okay.
Isn't that what that is, sort of?
Dyslexic is when you like read things backwards.
Yeah, I mean,
So if you're reading
directions.
directions, that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kayla's dyslexic. Every time I'm like, which way? And she's like, right. I'm like, you're pointing left.
That's just not knowing your left from your right.
It's something.
Okay.
But that sounds fun. Do you want to tell us about your store and how everything has been, or should we get into beer maybe?
Dude, let's do the beer
Let's
first.
do beer.
Give it a break. You don't have to listen to me brag.
All right, Brags.
Let's do beer first.
So what are we drinking on, Sam?
We were drinking on the Wicked Weed Freak of Nature Double IPA.
And what do you guys think about this?
I think it's good.
I thought it was pretty tasty. I always like that sort of semi-sweet quality of the doubles.
Yeah.
At least I always tend to find it that way.
It's very like strong, bitter taste near the end. The nice finish though. It's smooth, hoppy. I really like the can art. It's
Yeah.
like an octopus tentacle that has flowers growing out of it and like mushrooms and eyeballs. And Wicked Weed's a really cool brewery. I went to it in I believe it was in Asheville, North Carolina. Really cool though. They're known for their sours mainly, but they make some solid beer. I like it.
It's good. It's
Hadn't had a double in a while, so it was a
very
nice...
West Coasty. I haven't had a beer in a while, just basic beer. I just haven't had time to drink beer.
I haven't had real beer, just my good old National Bohemians.
National Bohemians.
Yes,
I like that. Do you need another beer?
I do, actually.
I'm going to need another one in a second.
Please.
All right. Well, I'm drinking one that doesn't really matter right now, so we'll go with this one next and talk about that then.
All right.
Ooh. Here's
I don't-
that.
Speaking of dyslexia, I don't know if I can even read this one.
Tasmanian IPA.
Schlafly.
Schlaf.
Schlafly.
Schlafly from Schlaley's Schlammels.
Shillelagh Samuels. Schlafly.
The St. Louis Brewery.
However, they are from Tasmania, apparently.
Yeah, so
By
is this
way of
from
Missouri.
Australia?
No, it's from Missouri.
No.
St. Louis.
What? How
I
would
just
we
saw
get an
it.
Australian beer? The Australians can't even
The
come
boat. The boat.
to... Australians can't
The
even
boat takes
come...
the beer.
We can get Foster's.
They can't come to visit us for
Is
another
Foster's
year and
Australia?
a half.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Australian for beer.
Yeah, but you know there's got to be. Like, there's
By
a Guinness...
way of whatever brewery
you know
makes it
there's
here.
a Guinness plant in,
Yeah.
like, Baltimore, so the Guinness isn't coming from Ireland.
Speaking
true.
of things that aren't Australian, you know what I learned one time that was really disappointing and disenfranchising?
Kangaroos.
No.
Well, no, not specifically.
No.
Kangaroos have not disenfranchised me.
I won't let you slaughter
However-
kangaroos on this
However,
podcast. No kangaroo slander.
Sorry, that caught me way off guard.
It's the only thing Australian that I could think of.
No, Outback Steakhouse was made by people that aren't even Australian.
Yeah, duh.
I'm just surprised because they go out of their way to sound like, even in their commercials they use like Australian/European vernacular, like, get this steak for only $7.99.
Yeah.
And it's like, no one talks like that in America.
Shrimp on the barbie.
Well, so the thing about that is Texas Roadhouse is probably also not made by people from
Texans?
Texas.
Yeah, fair enough.
I saw a video one time that somebody was like, hey, you're Australian. What do you think of Outback Steakhouse? And they're like, it's pretty on the nose. It's pretty accurate. Yeah. Some Australians were like, I've never been to an Outback Steakhouse, but like looking at all of the advertising and everything that an Outback Steakhouse encompasses, it seems pretty on point for Australia. So,
All right. I say my only reference for Australian people as of the last 2 years or so is this YouTube channel I watch called How Ridiculous, where it's kind of like Dude Perfect, only they're Australian, and they've taken to going to this science center and just dropping stuff off this tower from like several hundred feet up and watching it explode on the ground.
I feel like I've seen this.
They pretty much just eat KFC all the time. So
Really?
apparently
Wait, they have KFCs in Australia?
they have KFCs everywhere.
Well, I know but I didn't know specifically in Australia.
No, in Australia. But yeah, no, KFC is one of the most
The
franchised.
K stands for kangaroo.
Stop. I already knew.
Kangaroo franchise company.
That almost did not come out of my mouth.
Beau looked at me sideways, and his eyes said it before his mouth said it, and I was like, "Here we
franchise company. We disenfranchise you.
Yeah.
go." I told you, no kangaroo slander on this podcast.
Instead of a bucket, it comes with a pouch. It's a pouch of chicken.
So the Colonel has an Australian accent.
Yeah.
I can't.
The Colonel looks like Steve Irwin, just older
Oh my god.
and alive.
Ouch. Literally.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we got those 11 herbs and spices.
Oh, it's been a minute.
Well, yeah, so Tasmanian IPA.
Oh, yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, that's how this started.
Yeah, because Tasmania is a province in Australia, right?
It's that little island
I was going to say,
at
it's
the
not
bottom
even...
of Australia.
It's not even on the land of...
It's close by.
Yes.
It is a part of Australia, though.
I'm pretty sure it's like where Australians like say all the bad people are.
What?
Is like Tasmania.
I don't know if that's accurate.
I don't actually know.
Like they like don't want it, or that might be Perth. But
I know the one show that I
God, I
used to
hope we
watch
don't have any Australian
from
listeners.
one of my favorite shows of all time is Summer Heights High. Chris Lilly is a comedian from Australia.
Okay.
And he always makes fun of people from Tonga specifically
okay.
because he has this character, Jonah, that they actually made into a whole show based off of his character on that show. And yeah, for some reason, Tonga was always like the dangerous place to be from.
I don't think people have qualms with Tasmania. I think it's like, I thought it was like not necessarily desolate, but it wasn't highly inhabited maybe, or maybe it was mostly wildlife. It was what I was picturing Tasmania as.
Yeah.
But I
don't
could
know.
be wrong completely. I've never been.
I know that there's Tasmanian devils there.
He was on Looney Tunes.
He was on Looney Tunes, but I think he's a real thing too.
He
Not
is.
like
Yes.
that guy that
was
spins
good.
around, but
Yeah, no, he's a cute little like bear looking thing. I
Remember how he was like always airbrushed onto t-shirts back in the 90s?
Oh yeah,
That and Tweety
Yeah,
Bird
Tweety
with like a
Bird.
joint or something.
think. I like
Tweety Bird with an upside down visor.
I
and
like the Looney Tunes
And
rap
a
tees.
pager.
Yeah.
Yeah, Looney Tunes rap tees. I hope
pager.
they come back. I hope they come back. Like if we have a renaissance of the 90s, I hope that Looney Tune rap tees are at the top.
I'm kind of surprised Retro and Rad hasn't curated any of them
I've
just
been
yet.
looking.
Okay.
I've been looking.
They're worth money nowadays.
I feel like that's the
Yeah.
kind of shirt that the kids that had them just beat them to death.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
I'm sure.
You wore that shirt till it had like all the holes.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I remember going to elementary school and kids coming in with like elementary school version of of Looney Tunes rap tees.
Yeah, but there are also like their brothers or sisters that were older than them,
yeah,
so
no,
they were
that's what I'm
always
saying,
bigger
like-
and shit.
Like,
Pre-mustard stained.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, you had Tasmanian Devil in a backwards hat, but he didn't have the joint sticking out because this was made for a 10-year-old. You know what I mean? Like,
I
his
can't say
pants were sagging, and he had a backwards hat, like a big tee on.
Yeah.
And he was, like, looking
And
tough
it's,
on
like,
your shirt.
A shirt said like "too cool for school."
Yeah. Or, like,
and it was like the number 4,
yeah.
4.
and school was spelled with a K. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Tweety Bird would be like sassy or whatever,
Yeah.
like love to shop, and this is the number 2.
With like eyebrows and eyelashes
But there's like some glitter on it. This was
Yeah.
the girls' version
Yeah.
of the Looney Tune rap tee, but yeah.
and a big marijuana leaf in the background.
Okay, not on the
Why do I
children's
not
versions.
remember any? Why do I not remember any marijuana influenced Looney Tunes?
All those airbrushers back in the day, they
I'll
were
say
just
the airbrush ones, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones you
they
made in
did
the
the
mall.
pot. They did the pot, man.
I think those probably still. I would bet that they still print those.
Oh, you could go to the Jersey Boardwalk and get somebody
no,
to do
no,
you
not
up
like
one of
that.
those.
But yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure actively there are people like, you know what I'm gonna wear today? I'm gonna put on my nicest shirt, and it's Bugs Bunny and Lola Bunny, and they're like straddling each other, and Bugs Bunny has a joint.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm wearing at Applebee's tonight.
Yeah.
Although I'll say that in mind, you could probably get somebody to airbrush a modern one, but you could also probably find, I forget which one of the streaming networks it was, but there was some thrift shop that was based in like a Jersey Shore town that had that kind of like type of collection. They would carry like that kind of stuff and like your fake like Gucci prints and like old school like woo wear stuff, like anything that was like remotely close to like 90s hip hop culture kinds of like
The day I get my first pair of Jinko jeans through the door is the day that I know I've made it.
So wait, you would accept Janko jeans?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Why would I not accept
I used to
Jinko
have some
jeans?
Janko jeans.
I think everybody. I mean, that wasn't me, but I
Yeah.
think every
I
every
didn't.
male,
Big old pockets.
you could fit a whole toddler in your pocket.
Definitely. One of those big
toddler
old,
in my pocket by
big old
Dr. Seuss.
DMG Game Boys. You can fit
Yeah.
2 of them in your back
You can fit
pocket.
like 6 of them in some of those jeans.
Dude, so big, so baggy, so wide.
So much culture.
Who wore those? Like Korn or someone?
Yes,
Yeah.
like all of them. But Korn was like you're infringing on the trip pants culture.
Wake up, wake up. No, it wasn't
No,
that.
that's
That
System
was
of a
System of a
Down.
Down.
Yeah.
But if you're going that way, the trip pants were the like goth version of Jenko jeans.
Yeah.
But you could basically put your entire pant leg over your shoe and walk.
Yeah.
And they had chains, and it was black, and there were occasionally like studs and stuff on them.
That reminds me of our conversation before I left your Retro and Rad store when it was all 3 of us the other week. And we were talking about Heelys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you find them?
I sent a bunch of offers for Heelys and they all countered me. And I woke up the next day being like, I don't need Heelys. But
Steel toe
Steel
Heelys.
toe
though.
steel
heels.
toe Heelys is what I wanted because of the warehouse that I work at. I need steel toes. I work with heavy automotive parts and
The best way to do that is in Heelys.
I wanted Heelys because the warehouse is big and for the most part it's a smooth floor and I could just get around faster while being protected with steel toes.
Yeah, I don't see any issues with this
Because
at all.
by adding wheels to steel toe boots,
Yeah.
you are increasing your level of safety for your feet.
I feel
Yeah.
like OSHA is down with this. Absolutely.
It might be. It might be the new norm. I might make them.
Okay. I'm down to see it explode.
Yeah, we'll see. But either way, I didn't buy any. I didn't find any steel toe Heelys, and I did find boots that were Heelys. They look like Timberland boots, but with wheels. And I did not buy those, but I feel like I could transplant a wheel into a steel toe boot.
I feel like you could transplant a toe into
yes, a
no,
Heely.
for real, like
Heely.
a cap.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like my big toe.
No, not
And I was
not
like, what?
transplant your toes.
Cut off your
No.
toes.
Just remove your toes, and
Yeah.
it'll work fine.
It'll be fine. You don't have to have steel toes if you don't have toes.
Exactly.
I think that's how that works.
That's exactly
Yes.
how it works.
So
Who needs balance?
Who does? Who needs big toes?
You've got Heelys.
Yeah, you might as well just have roller skates with steel toes by then.
You can just Heelys away from your feelies.
I like that. That sounds like a good
Surprised
slogan.
that wasn't in their marketing at any point.
Yeah, I think it was.
Heelys away from your feelings, kids.
And like just like a boy like getting dissed by a girl, like he like sends her a little love note, like, will you go to prom with me?
Sit there.
And she checks no, and he like just Heelys away.
It's their 2002 middle school
Yeah.
emo kid market.
Yeah. He like
And My Chemical Romance
his
playing
hair
in the background.
he pushes his hair to the side and he just Heelys away.
Yeah. And that's playing in the background.
You know
Heelys
who I really liked?
We're available for marketing needs if you need us.
AFI.
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
a good band.
Girls Not Gray or something. Girl Not Gray.
Yes. The Girls Not Gray, I think, was the song.
I have no idea how
I
it went,
forget.
but man, I loved it.
My favorite AFI song was called Miss Murder.
I like that one too.
That was a great
Can
song.
you sing it?
It goes, hey, Miss Murder, can I? Hey, Miss Murder, can I?
Yeah.
Make beauty stay if I... Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, that
yeah.
song.
Whoa.
It had a ripping bass line in it. That's why I like that song.
Yeah.
That started out with a bass line.
Yep, that was right in my demo. I was the core demographic for that kind of music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was right there in the prime of like you just turned 13 and you think the world sucks and
Man,
you know everything and that was
yeah.
that was it.
I knew everything plus more than my parents knew. And
Yeah.
I had anarchy sweatbands. So I was punk as shit.
For when you're trying to ignore the government and you're putting in all that work, you're gonna sweat.
you're going to sweat a little.
But hold on, did you get the anarchy sweatbands from Hot Topic? Because
Yeah,
the
props.
supporting capitalism while wearing anarchy
Yeah,
sweatbands
yeah.
is that's what it is for me.
Anarchy
Yeah.
sweatbands, white studded belt.
Yes.
That's what I had anyway.
Dude, the studded belt. Yeah. I had
had-
a white one too.
I had the white studded belt.
I
I
was
had
silver.
a white belt with silver studs.
I had it with the ska studs.
Oh,
like
you were
checker
cool.
studs.
I just had the plain black and silver. I wasn't playing.
Why was that a thing? It was so hard to get those studs over belt loops sometimes.
It's true.
I'm gonna go buy another one. I'm gonna bring it back.
I hated sitting
I-
in certain seats and feeling those studs in
You
my
could just
back.
sit in your chair and go.
My dad has
In school, you just like turn to talk to your friend, and it's like,
hello.
especially the girls that wore them on the outside of their shirts,
Yeah.
and like not as a belt at all.
With their Avril Lavigne tie. My dad has like a 1991 American Strat, beautiful like white maple neck on it, black body. I was this cool middle school kid
Oh,
playing
no.
it one time with my studded
Oh
belt.
no!
Yeah.
I think this was 20 years ago
scratched
now.
it?
I didn't just scratched it. I scratched the fuck out of the back of it. Like, all the back has all this shit all over it. He's never once been mad at me about it, but like every time I look at it still, like, because he still has the guitar, I'm just like,
He's seen it then.
well, yeah, this was like 20
Yeah.
years ago. And I'm pretty sure he knows I did it. I don't know why he would have thought he did it.
Yeah.
Every time I look at it, I'm just like, oh man.
Yeah, it sucks.
Like, this guitar is like immaculate. Otherwise, like, part of me is like, I mean, if I just played the crap out of this guitar, it would start to get like, you know, like faded looking anyway. But
Yeah, not
No.
worth it. So I have a story like that. My parents weren't really musically inclined, and nor am I, but we all like music. And
Sure.
they had a vinyl record player that I actually use today. But at the time, when internet first came out, that dial-up shit, there was a website that you could, I forget what it was called, but it was like musicbackwards.com or something.
Oh no!
And,
I know where this is going.
Oh no!
Been there.
and there was like songs like Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven.
Oh, no.
And you play,
Satan.
yeah, it's
The
like
entire Dark Side
it's
of
like
the Moon.
my sweet Satan.
Yes.
He marks them with 666. Oh, sweet Satan.
Oh my god!
So I was like, oh, we have these vinyl records. And I would play them for my dad and mom,
Put Zeppelin 4 on
who are
backwards,
very
did ye?
who are very Christian,
Oh, no.
And I'm like, you guys love this music, right? And they're like, yeah. So I'd play it to them on the computer speakers, and they're like, turn that off. I'm like, just wait. Let me put it, and I would have it like lined up on the record, and then I would do it in reverse with my finger. And they're like, get that off. Like, I remember being yelled at for the Led Zeppelin song, but like the Pokemon song, gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all. I was like, hail Satan, backwards. Like Hit Me Baby One More Time is like another Hail
There's
Satan
a ton of
song.
them.
Just
Free
everything
Britney.
is Hail Satan and backwards.
The Zeppelin one gave me nightmares as a child.
That one was like the
That's
longest
the most
one.
well known.
But
that one ruined Stairway to Heaven for
And
me
it
for
all-
a very long number of
That's
years.
what it took to ruin Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
a good fucking song.
I love Stairway
No,
to
but
Heaven.
but the amount of times that it get played on
beating
it.
it to death on the radio doesn't help.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
Yeah.
gonna kill the song.
Okay.
But, as a 13-year-old kind of discovering music, and then it's like, oh, but check out what it says backwards. I'm just like,
95% of
I don't
my
wanna
very
play
first
anymore.
iPod was the entirety of Led Zeppelin's discography.
Yeah, so I ruined the vinyl needle. The needle.
yeah, I was going to say that
Yeah, it
cartridge
got
was probably
really
toast.
And
Yikes.
then we couldn't play any vinyl records for the longest time. But I inherited that record player, and my buddy Joe, who is an amazing DJ, was like, there's websites that have every needle. And I'm like, there's no way. And he's like, here's the one that you need. And ever since then, it's worked.
There you go.
I too use my father's now 40-year-old turntable.
Yeah, it's at least 40
in
years
my
old.
stereo, and I've never once replaced the cartridge, and I really probably should. I bet I'm missing a lot.
You probably are, actually.
I know it's a pretty simple
And
Audio-Technica stylus.
It's probably less than $15.
Oh yeah, I've looked before.
Yeah, they're not
but-
expensive. I was
Yeah.
gonna say unfortunately my parents got rid of their turntable before I was old enough to appreciate. So when it came time that I was like, I want my own vinyl collection, I had to buy my own turntable, so I just bought one of those new Audio-Technicas. And that I was gonna say, I think even that needle costs like less than $15.
Audio-Technica actually makes a lot of the styluses that are easier to find now. I mean, they're mostly still pretty easy to find. So I have a portable that has one like that. But yeah, I have this. It's like a old school Sansui belt drive turntable. I've been using it since I was like 11, and I then just sort of grew up with it. Because not to be totally hipster, but I was listening to records before like this whole vinyl revival thing came back, and good for me, right?
Yeah.
This is the sound of the applause for you, Sam.
So here's the sound of the
Congratulations.
applause. Why are there crickets?
Before I collected any video games, I had a huge collection of vinyls, and I still have all those vinyls, I believe. I don't think I've ever sold one, whereas video games I'll buy and sell all day.
See, I'm the opposite. I went on I sold a lot of video games too, but I went on a tear selling vinyl last year. I had this epiphany. I was like, there's certain records I love and listen to and will never get rid of. There's certain records that I bought sort of out of vanity, and I like looking at them on my shelf, and I never play them, and somebody else will pay me a lot of money for them, so let's get rid of them.
Okay.
More new records for me. I love collecting older records that like have more sentimental value to me, but this band Wolfpack, like funk band Wolfpack.
I love Wolfpack.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Ford Focus. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
What is it, 1942 or something?
That's
1868? No,
There's-
wait. It's
There's 1612.
1612.
It's like
1612. That's a code to my heart. I said 1612.
yeah. But I had all of their records on vinyl, and people were paying like
Yeah, I would have bought those.
$200+ a
Nuh-uh.
piece.
Christ.
They're all first presses because they do this like crowdsource vinyl pressing thing.
Yeah.
where like if you just pay in kind of like
sucks.
Kickstarter, you get their first press, and it's usually only like 2,000 copies. And at the time, it was like this band that me and my buddy were like, "Yo, this bass player's dope! Like, this is awesome!" And I was listening to all that stuff. But I like own it on like every medium. It's like I have it on streaming, I have it on CDs, and I had the records. And I was like, kids are going nuts for these records
Yeah.
right now. I need to get rid of them. And then I got rid of what was the other one? Oh, Him, like the band Margera band.
Yeah.
I had their one record, and apparently it was like very limited release. But
I
I
was
just
going to
like
say, I didn't
bought it.
even realize they did any kind of vinyl.
Yeah, I had a couple of their records. I had this like pink version of their one record, and then this other one I bought at the now defunct Virgin Mega Store in New York City.
Wow.
And a kid in Texas paid me $300 for the copy of Dark Light that you can just listen to on anything else. And that's one of those bands that like I think they're fine, but I'm sort of embarrassed that I was like a huge fan of them because they're sort of this like weird
It's
goth
a very weird
metal band.
culty almost.
Yeah, they're not even like they're not a goth band, they're not a metal band, they're not an emo band.
I don't
like,
think they're that good.
they're not.
They're
That's
not.
why it's
Yeah.
kind of embarrassing that I was such a big fan of them.
Well, I think they
Wearing
only.
heartograms on everything.
Yeah, I think
Everybody
they
drew
only,
heartograms on
only
everything.
had fame because of Bam Margera.
That's it.
You know?
At least in America. Say they were huge in their own sect of Europe and Finland and all that without
Yeah.
his involvement. But him and the dude from the Bloodhound Gang,
Oh.
Jimmy Pop, brought them over on
You and
his
me,
imprint.
baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel. Do it again now. And then they had that other song. Hey, Pac-Man, you want to get high?
I always like their song Pennsylvania too. They had a song that was just called Pennsylvania. There was all these weird references, and there was a petition for a while to get it to be the new state song of Pennsylvania.
That would be amazing. How does it go?
I don't remember what the whole song is, but the very end of the song just goes, "Do you even know what a wah-wah is? Girl, do you even know what a wah-wah is?"
Okay,
Wow.
I need to hear this song after
It's
this
fun.
podcast.
Wow.
This is great. And yeah, this is great.
So yeah, beer and video games.
Yeah, I was going
to say the
same thing.
We talked about
How about
one
them
thing.
games?
One video game. We haven't even mentioned a video game.
All right, well, I'll start talking about video games that I've been playing since Vietnam since we talked.
Whew, that's
What, is it too soon to talk about Nam?
triggering.
My daddy fought that land in 1902.
Darnier?
Yeah.
Darnier?
So, you know what? Forrest Gump has the best soundtrack.
Hell yeah.
That's a good soundtrack.
Yeah, it's such a
Great
good soundtrack.
everything.
It really
Filmed in my
is.
brother's hometown.
Alabama?
No, well,
Isn't it from Alabama?
It takes place in Alabama, but it
it's
was
not-
actually filmed in a lot of it was filmed in Beaufort, South Carolina,
Interesting.
where my
It's
brother is
never
now
filmed where it is.
the director of city planning in that general vicinity.
Life
It's a
is
lot to
like a
plan.
box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Yeah. Yeah, thanks.
tell you all about all different kinds of shrimp. Shrimp stew,
Shrimp on the bobby.
cocktail. That's about all I know about shrimp.
Shrimp and pineapple. Shrimp kebabs. Shrimp sticks.
One of my favorite movies.
Trips.
What's even worse though? What's even worse though is getting stuck in talking about
Shrimp.
shrimp, but also referring to things when anytime I still as an adult when someone says that their name is Jenny.
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 Yes.
Just as soon
No,
as they
listen.
introduce themselves, Jenny.
Say, I'll just
Oh my
be
God.
saying something to them. What do you think, Jenny?
Yep. I mean, having one of my best friends named Jen,
Jenny.
it just opens up that whole door. So you can just be like, Jenny.
Yeah.
She taught me how to climb. I taught her how to dangle.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
We was like peas and carrots again. Anyway, video games.
That was his best movie.
Hands down, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And Bob Zemeckis's. Other than, like
What?
Back to the Future. Bob Zemeckis was the director of
The
that
director.
movie.
Ah, okay.
Also directed Back to the Futures.
I was talking about Tom Hanks.
Oh, I know.
All right.
Not the Polar Express.
No.
Shocking.
Big. Big was
Not
also a good
Splash.
movie. No, not Splash.
Yeah.
I've never seen Splash.
Turner and Hooch. That
All
was
right,
about-
video games. not Tom Hanks'
What was that one?
discography.
That plane that went in the river. What was that movie?
Castaway.
No, not that
Yeah,
one.
Castaway was really good.
Yeah, but
though.
not Castaway. He was the
He
pilot
played the
of
same
of the
person though in
plane.
Forrest Gump as he did Castaway. Can we all admit that?
Oh, the Hudson thing.
Yeah,
I
I don't
forget
remember
what
what
it's
the
called.
movie was called. There was that too.
Hudson
movie where he
Hank.
crashes into the river and he befriends a volleyball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Castaway.
And
Why is this guy
Invents
talking to a
Elvis.
volleyball right outside of New York City?
bro, we're over here. Wilson.
Just another Tuesday afternoon here in the city.
Poor guy. All right. Video games. I am almost done with Yakuza Like a Dragon. I've been playing it religiously. Not religiously, but during nighttime before I go to bed. Really loving it. Now I got to a point where I am at the end. I try to beat it. And I cannot get any farther until I level up my party, which sort of sucks. The nice thing about it is that there's like a battle arena that you can keep fighting high level enemies and you can keep going back at it. And each time you battle, like one of your party members gains a level. So I just need to grind it out until I get to like level 50. But my party right now is at level 44. Sort of sucks. It is what it is. I'm very close to beating it. I just need to grind more. The other game that I've been playing a lot of, I've been playing the Wonderswan a lot. Mainly because I got a Flashmaster. And a Flashmaster is an EverDrive essentially for the Wonderswan. But instead of an EverDrive that you download ROMs onto or put ROMs onto, you actually flash the cart with the ROM file. So it's semi-permanently there, I guess.
It's like
You can
writing
reflash.
an EEPROM in any other cart. Yeah.
So it's different. It took me a while. I hit up Sam. I was like, Sam, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just trying to play these games. And Sam's like, well, we can look at it. And I was just impatient because I bought this expensive cartridge and wanted to play some games that I can't afford, can't find,
As
are
with most
unavailable.
things,
Yeah.
Beau was like, I can't figure it out. Can you help me? Can you help?
Oh, wow.
Wait, nope, I got it.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I just need to put it out there and then I get to it. But so I learned how to do it. Luckily, Ed, the guy that makes these flashcards, super nice. He hit me back on the email and really like walked me through it on how to do it. But I had to like bring up the command center for my Apple laptop.
Yeah, you got to
And,
bring
like,
up terminal.
And find the flash cart through that by putting in these inputs and stuff. And I don't know what I'm doing. Like,
Hacker voice. I'm in.
dude, I felt like Hacker King. I was like, this is dope.
Selector.
I was like, I'm doing this, and this is amazing. So what I did was I took Final Fantasy 1 and found the English patch for it, and then put it into a program to make the English words go in where the Japanese words go, and it was almost a 1-to-1, but like the menu's still in Japanese, so I have to guess what's what. But now I know that like the first one is equipment, the second one is items, you know.
I'll give you some credit. That's harder to do than some other tasks in the emulating world usually.
Bro,
I've had trouble doing that.
I'm a fucking genius. They call Geek Squad calls me
Oh
now.
my god!
Yo, you want that fan translation?
Yeah.
Yo, I got that.
You see Beau putting down these sunglasses, and there's just zeros and ones in reflection on the glasses.
Dick Dale starts playing like
My third eye opens, and then zeros and ones, lasers.
Yeah.
Yes. Are you the guitarist from Mad Max?
No, I was playing Dick Dale in my mouth.
You didn't see the flames shooting out.
So yeah, I've been playing Final Fantasy 1 on the Wonderswan, which was only ever in Japanese. But this one guy that knows Japanese and American English, he shut up, Kelly.
I'm just glad you said English.
I couldn't help it.
He translated it, but even said like in the comments of his translation, like this isn't a 1-to-1, so good luck. But I try to do the best that I could. And it works fine enough, and it's fun, but it is the most grinding I have ever done. Like, and I play it at night before bed with a worm light because my Wonderswan isn't backlit, so that's fun too. I just feel like I'm like one of maybe like 500 people that have ever played this game because
in English,
yes, like because nobody like anyone could just play Final Fantasy 1 on like a Nintendo. The thing with the Wonderswan is that it's updated sprites and updated like battle scenes, so it's like really cool looking. It's like almost like a Super Nintendo in handheld mode of Final Fantasy 1 that never came out to the States.
That's what I was going to ask. I don't have a lot of context for Wonderswan. I obviously know what it is.
Yeah.
But is that around the time frame that it came out? Was like early 90s or was it later than that?
So it came out, I believe the Game Boy Color came out when the Wonderswan, the original Wonderswan came out.
Oh, okay. So a little later.
Which was a black and white system that took one AA battery.
Yeah.
Then shortly after, like 2 years after the Wonderswan Color came out, Game Boy Color was still out. And then the Wonderswan Crystal eventually came out. So they were out probably for like a 6 to 8 year span. I could be completely wrong about this. It didn't last that long though, but it was probably from the Game Boy Color era to the Game Boy Advance era.
And was that did they ever import it here? Is that strictly Japanese?
It was strictly Japanese.
I thought so, yeah.
So Gunpei Yokoi, the man that developed the Game Boy, he also developed the Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
Virtual Boy was a huge flop for Nintendo. And instead of Nintendo like firing Gunpei, they were like, you're going to do janitor work or whatever. And so he was like forced to leave.
Okay.
But Bandai Namco saw all the amazing stuff that Gunpei did and was like, do you want to work for us? Because he did a lateral way of like technology. Like use the most simplest things to make the best out of it, right? So he used the same concept from the Game Boy that he did with the Wonderswan. Unfortunately, Gunpei got ran over by a car while changing a tire, and he never saw the Wonderswan come out. It came out right after his death, and it was a pretty big hit, but it was too slow, and the advertising wasn't as great as the Game Boy was.
Well, Bandai never really had a good track record for console type releases anyway.
And it's unfortunate because it was really cool. There are some games that are in English, like Digimon. There's a few Digimon games that are in English, but all of Square's games came out for the Wonderswan instead of Game Boy because at that time, this was after Super Nintendo, Square and Nintendo started butting heads. Like after Super Mario RPG and Final Fantasy 3, they then went for PlayStation and Wonderswan.
Right.
Because PlayStation and Nintendo, if people remember, they almost made a system together.
They almost made a sweet,
and then
sweet
they didn't,
baby.
And PlayStation was like, fuck you, Nintendo, I'm going to make the PS1. And then Bandai Namco was like, fuck you, we're making our own handheld, you know? So it's a really cool system. I really love it. And this flash cart is amazing because not only am I able to play Final Fantasy 1 and 2, I haven't played 2 yet, but there's an English patch for that as well. I can play Judgment Silver Sword or Dicing Knight. And these are games that were fan-made games made from the Wonder Witch, which was like a CD that you could code in C and make your own game on a flash cart called the Wonder Witch and put it on that. And they made, for 3 years, they did like a competition and you could send in your flash cart and it'd be judged. And if you won, you got your game actually made in like a small batch. Not sure how big the batch was.
Limited run.
Very limited. Probably like a few thousand.
The entire audience just got
Ultra
triggered.
rare.
Judgment Silver Sword, though, is a shmup that is declared as one of the best shoot 'em up video games ever. Like bullet hell, crazy game. And it's so much fun. And it came on this flash card that I didn't even have to flash it to it. I'll let you guys play it after this. So much fun, so good, and to play a shmup and handheld. I believe you can play Judgment Silver Sword on like Xbox 360 from like one of their shmup games that might have only came out in Japan, but it's really fun. Dicing Knight is also a great game. It's sort of like a dungeon crawler that's similar to Link's Awakening.
Nice.
Yeah. So enjoying those, and then Breath of the Wild I've been playing more of on the Wii U at night and really enjoying that as well. That's about it.
Cool.
Yeah. How about you, Callie? Nothing.
I played so many games, but I played them for 5 minutes each, and then I put them back in the case, and I put them on their shelf.
Yeah.
No. I really wanted to buy. Did anybody buy Pokemon Snap yet in this room?
No.
Okay.
I don't think I will.
I will. I wanted to, and I didn't get to yet. And I got a call from my friend the other last week. No. I got a call from my friend the other week, and she was like, hey, so I have to get my wisdom teeth out on this day, and I know you're off, and my roommate had a scheduling conflict, so can you take me? And she's like, you can just sit in the car and wait, and it'll give you some time to play your Switch without feeling obligated to do anything else. And I was like, ooh, fair call. So I was like, I'll take you.
I need to get that kind of friend.
Right?
Can you take me somewhere to sit in your car and play video games?
Right, yeah. And then you've got to take me to the pharmacy so I can pick up my Vicodin prescription.
Right.
Yeah.
Got me 2 Vikes. We got a deal.
We are good.
All right, Sam.
Sam, cut that out.
Sam,
I
cut
don't
out
care.
the opioid addiction.
Yeah.
I drove her over and I just sat and played the new Super Mario 3D World in my car for like an hour and a half while she was getting her wisdom removed.
Such a good game.
Yeah, I just it was one of those things where I was playing it a lot and then I just stopped because I got so busy.
Yeah.
And I just came back and I was like, oh, I miss playing video games. Like just like sitting down and playing a video game and enjoying it. But yeah, so I think I'm going to try to work that into playing my Switch at night more before I go to bed, because what I'm doing is I'm getting home and I'm giving myself, I'm giving myself time, but like there's definitely a lot more to do. And even when you're off the clock, you're still doing stuff. So
absolutely.
It's just hard to cut and find time for you. So like I was telling you today, I took like a sweet little nap and that was really nice. And I watched TV all day. I just like didn't do anything. And that was really the first time I've done nothing.
You need that though.
In like 2 months. And it's just exhausted. Like I just feel exhausted, but in the best possible way. But to just sit down and play a video game just feels so nice. So I want to get Pokemon Snap so it gives me, another Switch option to play before I go to bed, because I think I'm going to do that more. Just take a game up to bed and play it for like an hour before I fall asleep.
I feel like Pokemon Snap would be a great bedtime game.
It's so relaxing.
Yeah. I heard it's slow at first. It's the same thing as the N64 version, but there's more like quests involved where like people in town are like, I want to see you hit a Charmander with an apple, and it's like, okay, I can do that.
What's with the Charmander?
Kind of mean, but
it's a little abusive, but
okay,
I'm glad they kept that in though.
Yeah,
that you could throw an apple still at Pokemon.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah, so I have to go pick up my copy still, but yeah, I'm excited to play that. I've heard a lot of great things about it, and even for my friends who don't play video games very much and have it, that are playing it, they're really liking it. So I think that's a good thing, that if somebody who doesn't care about video games that much is having a lot of fun with it.
These are the same friends that picked up a Switch because of Animal Crossing and stuff and COVID.
Yeah.
Cool.
So they're playing that, and it makes me feel like, oh, that's a good game that I should be able to like pick up and just enjoy, and you don't feel the pressure of playing a game.
Yeah, it's amazing how Nintendo can design games for non-gamers.
Oh yeah.
Like they're so good at that. Whereas like I feel like most PlayStation and Xbox games, and granted I'm generalizing, but you got to like know the layout of the buttons. You got to know
especially
how the
like
controller
AAA
works.
titles, like the ones they really put their
like free roam, everything,
dollars and cents behind.
But like Nintendo first party games, it's like anyone can play.
Right.
Your 6-year-old brother-in-law can play, or your grandma can play. Like anyone can play if you just tell them like, hey, this is that button and this is that button. Boom, there you go.
And that's like, my friends came by the store the other day and they were talking, and he was like saying, we want to play more couch co-op games, but it's really hard to find couch co-op games on the PlayStation for her to play with me because she's not very well versed in video games. And I was like, well, play on the Switch, because there's tons of indie titles and there's tons of Nintendo titles that are couch co-op, and they're pretty simple games, and I think she'd be able to follow, and you'd still have a good time playing, and so I think you're right. The Nintendo is a very player friendly.
It really is.
Group of systems.
Just on a side tangent, I saw on Instagram today that Zombies Ate My Neighbors
I
is
did see
coming
that.
out.
I'm so excited.
On the Switch.
So excited.
And they're having couch co-op at the very least. I'm hoping online play is
sure
a
they
thing
will.
too. But it's something that I've been like commenting on every post about Zombies Ate My Neighbors that I've seen for the past 3 years. Is I can't wait until the Switch has this. And hopefully it's on like the Super Nintendo shop.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
or
they would do.
whatever, and then we can play online like we could for like Donkey Kong Country. Like this would be the best online game. I don't think they're doing that. I think it's its own eShop game,
Yes, it is.
but it's with another
But
game
it's
too.
with something. What was the other one? It was the second one they made. It was Lucasfilm who did that. And it's something
Like
about
ghouls.
ghouls. Yeah, I can't remember the full title. It's escaping me. I didn't play that one, so I don't know it. But I have Zombies Ate My Neighbors. So
It was a Lucasfilm game. Okay, so it was like an
Ghoul
early...
Patrol.
cool.
Okay, yeah, that's like earlier Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
Because eventually that all spun into
LucasArts.
It looks
Yep.
very similar though.
Yeah. I guess I don't remember the other one, but I'm assuming it's probably along
It
the
was
same
for the
vein.
Super Nintendo too.
Yeah, but
and
the-
the Wii.
I'm assuming it's on the same vein. Oh, they had a
Wii was probably
release.
digital console. Yeah.
Yeah,
Say, because
Interesting.
they did a lot of digital console releases on the Wii, but not
Wonder-
physical for the
say-
older stuff.
do they say who has the rights to that stuff these
Disney.
days? So Disney's doing it, so it'll be
Disney.
standalone. Yeah.
Disney finally said.
Well,
okay.
Disney's been beating a dead horse with their re-release packages between all their own
Oh, I hate
intellectual property stuff
Yeah.
with Aladdin and Lion King. However, I'm like the one person on earth that likes the Super Nintendo Aladdin game more than the Genesis one. So I didn't buy their re-release of that one.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't buy it just because it's
I
an
mean,
old game that
yeah.
you can just.
You can just
Oh,
buy
I
it.
play
know,
anywhere.
but sometimes I'm,
A
we've
sucker,
gone through
a
this
sucker.
before. I am the chewy center of a Tootsie Roll Pop when it comes to being a sucker for those
All right.
kinds of things. As we've discussed, my purchasing of the Mario 3D All Stars pack and the little handheld Super Mario thing that I didn't even need to say anything beyond I bought it.
Yeah, because
You
you
know where y'all stood on it?
you played 10 minutes of it still.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's on my desk at work now. Actually, it's become a conversation piece because like non-gamer
You just
people,
turn it on to like show people.
non-gamer people see the box on my shelf. Are like, oh, that's cool. It's like, yeah, I have the handheld sitting here. Check it out. I hand it to them for a minute, and they're like, oh yeah, this is neat.
Yeah.
That's
And I'm
about
like, yeah,
what it's
you've
for.
played it more than I have.
Yeah.
But it's a cool clock.
Yeah. So do you keep it on all the time for the clock?
No, because the battery dies in like a couple hours.
No, that's a nice clock.
I just look at it and I'm like, oh, there's $40 I wasted.
It was 60 when it came out.
Was it? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
There's $60 I wasted.
Yeah, sorry.
But remember,
sorry to
it
add
was
an
a-
extra 20 to
It was a limited release.
Limited release. It's still at every
everyone
friggin'
has.
Target.
And everybody
Yeah.
bought 600 of them, and they're like, "Oh, I'll give it to you for $100. These are gonna be rare."
I'm gonna be rich.
Yeah.
God.
People are funny.
Yeah.
But prices have been increasing insane amount when it comes to video games right now.
Yeah. I can't even. So before, if somebody was like, "Oh, Kelly, how much is this game worth?" I could give them a ballpark. I just had this conversation with somebody the other day. Like, if you're at a yard sale, I could look at a game and be like, "Oh, that's like a $3 to $5 game. That's
Yeah.
a $5 to $10
10 to
game.
20, yeah.
10 to 20." 20 or up. Now I'm like, oh, I sold this game for $10 all day long, like 2 years ago. And I look at it and I'm like, this is a $50 game.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I can't even guess anymore. I can't even make a guesstimation.
It's insane
Like,
right now.
I can't. It's wild. The game in particular that blew my mind about it was Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories. I used to sell that for $10 a day.
Yeah.
All day.
And?
$50, $60.
Like the handheld
Used.
version or the one they
The
put on
PS2
PS2?
version.
Yeah. That one actually is a little harder to find. So people are
Vice City or Vice City
Vice City
Stories?
Stories, the one that
What's
they
the
did for
stories?
PSP and then put out on PS2 eventually.
Oh.
It's just a little different. But yeah, they had the Liberty City Stories too. I don't know if that
Ah.
one's as expensive or not. I didn't
didn't-
look. But
Yeah, I didn't
I was like,
realize.
oh, I had a memory of like selling this game for $10 to $15, for over multiple times, multiple years. And I picked it up. I was like, oh, this is a good deal. I'll buy it. And I got back and I was pricing stuff. And I was like, this is a $50 game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
PS2 stuff kind of took off there for a minute. I took advantage
Yeah.
of it when I could. and then opted for a hard drive modded PS2 instead.
Yeah.
Another game that I was just talking about that was like that was I was thinking about like obscure how when somebody was asking me like what kind of games do you like to play, like what kind of games do you collect, and I'm like, oh, I'm really picky. I kind of like weird and obscure games that you don't normally see, and like just like weird kind of almost Japanese titles and things like that nature. And I was like, weird platformers and stuff. And then I was thinking about Mr. Mosquito, and I was like, I know that's worth more now, but I got it for like, $3 to $5 a couple of years ago because nobody wanted it.
Yeah, I might have spent like 25 or something.
Right. And now I looked it up the other day, $100.
Yeah. It should
Zoinks.
be. That game should be $100, so it's a good game.
It's a wild game.
It's cool.
It's a wild game. But
It's
yeah,
fair.
I was just like, it was like, I wasn't expecting that game to skyrocket.
I'm at least glad to hear that there's like obscure games that are at least fun that people are paying money for now.
Have you played that one?
No.
So it had like a lot of controversy back in the day because there was like semi-nude parts, but not really. There's like
Is this a PS2 game?
yeah,
Okay.
it's a bubble bath scene where like you can see the tops of the boobs of the lady in the bathtub, and you're a mosquito, and you have
Top
to
half boob.
you have to
You have to sting her.
and stay on her long enough.
hemispheres.
Yeah,
Let me get the stinger in there.
yeah.
I'll have to add it to my.
Oh, dude,
It's cool.
My PS2.
It's a wild game. It's
Yeah.
really fun.
I'll add it
like
with
the
guy
controls
game.
are janky and stuff, and
Yeah, put it with the guy.
yeah,
This is my booby collection.
Say.
yeah. The guy game's bad though. You shouldn't play that.
The
around
guy,
anyone.
the guy
I didn't
game
play-
is so dumb.
Yeah,
I didn't
don't
play
do
that. I think it's illegal for me to play
is?
that.
I think it's illegal for anyone to play it. Technically,
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
someone underage was in it that showed their boobs. They were like 17 and a half, but still.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just talking in the fact that I'm not a guy.
Oh, well, it's
Yeah.
true.
Okay.
There is underage nudity in that
Yeah.
game, though.
I
God.
remember buying the guy game at Too Many Games the
remember
one
you
year,
buying
and it
it.
was $10, and
It was in the deal bin from Forgotten Freshness.
well, it didn't work, but I
Yeah.
ended up selling it a non-working game of it for $40.
Oh.
Like right after buying it for $10 and being like, well, this doesn't work, so fuck it. Let me see how much it's worth. And people were like buying it for like $60 or $80 because it went off the shelves. It's rare. Blah
wanna
blah
see
blah.
boobs?
Yeah.
Pixelated boobs.
And someone bought it broken, essentially.
Interesting.
Well, anyway, I was gonna say,
Yes.
not that we're like that far off of what I was gonna say, but like, just thinking to like NES like era of collecting, the dumb games people paid like a lot of money for.
Yeah. Sorry, Sam, take that out.
Cut it out.
They're like, yeah, I think I paid $3 or something at Saturday's Market for Bible Adventures for the NES.
Saturday's Market.
Yes, rip. But like that was one of those games, like those dumb wisdom tree games.
Yep.
They weren't even fun to play.
No, they're
Yeah.
not. No, they're not.
There
But-
were something now?
People were
Oh.
paying like a decent amount for them
I
after
sold
a
a
while.
complete in-box copy of Bible Buffet for over $100 the other month.
Yeah, but it has buffet in the name. Sort of worth it, right?
What?
I don't know.
No. Why would Buffet make something worth it?
I don't know. It just sounds like I need to pee.
And then I play. What was it? The one where it was like the trivia with shit. It was King of Kings.
Yeah.
And you
yeah.
basically just like yeet baby Jesus
Yes.
across the desert. Oh my god.
Say
Terrible game.
all terrible. We'll be right back after
All right.
these messages. Oh, you going back to your recording spot? I invited him over, but
No,
he's
got-
back in his recording
he's gotta
spot.
go.
I'm ready over here,
He's got to go back to sleeping.
Yeah.
And farting.
Has he been farting? Because he's been farting all
He
day.
farted on me while he was over here.
Yo, he is insane farting. Like as soon as I let him out and I seen him poop, he'll come back in and he's like, and I'm like, bro, bruh.
Bruh, boomy. Boomy. He's farting.
Look at his fucking dumbass face.
It's okay. We love you.
He's the best boy.
He's a good boy. Yes,
Look
he
at that
is.
smile.
He's a good boy. You can go back
He
to
goes,
sleeping.
No, just stay there.
You're fine.
Lay down.
You can just. Yeah, there you go.
He's trying to defend himself.
Look at him with the squinty
He needs a
ass
mic.
eyes.
He's so tired he could barely keep his eyes open.
No squint face.
It's funny, though, that he went over there to go back to sleep when we were back to recording, because back when I was in a band, my buddy wanted to be in our band, but not as a musician. He wanted to just be on stage on a couch sleeping while we played.
Oh, that's fun.
And be credited as the guy on the couch.
Yeah.
We rolled with it for a little bit, but never really took off.
No.
Fuck your couch.
I think I had a T-shirt that said that.
That was a good skit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Say, I got to re-ups on some Chappelle here soon.
Oh, me too.
He's
Chappelle
quality.
stand-up is my favorite still, even the new ones.
He's
And,
so good.
like, the show I haven't watched in ages now. Got to get back
He
into
was just
it.
on Joe Rogan. Shout out to Joe Rogan.
Oh, really?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Say, shout out.
I can't believe
Hey, if you guys haven't heard, there's this podcast called The Joe Rogan Experience.
we like to promote.
Probably never heard of it.
We like to promote small podcasts
Say.
here on Precisely. I can't believe that I sit on a podcast, my own podcast, with men who are like Joe Rogan.
I love Joe Rogan.
Oh my God,
I've
you're
never
such
actually
a
listened
white
to
man.
I've never listened to a whole episode of Joe Rogan, but I'm probably going to listen if Chappelle was on.
It's really good, actually.
I haven't listened. Again,
Sam,
I feel
I will actually send you every episode that I think is good from now on out.
Okay. I'll listen.
They're
I
totally
mean,
worth it. If you got 3 hours to spare,
that's the problem I run into is that takes me like a week to listen to.
that's
but-
that's another thing I feel like is illegal for me. As a woman, I can't listen to Joe Rogan. It's for men only.
That's silly.
you know what? Women will tell you that, but women can listen to it.
No, I know. No, I know everybody can listen to it, but it's like the guy game. It feels like it's not for me.
The Brocast.
He's so good.
I'm gonna see.
If you guys haven't heard of him, make sure to go check it out.
Please like and subscribe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you every TikTok video I find. It's just this is Joe Rogan that shows up on my feed.
Fuck everyone that disses on him. He's so
It's not
good.
like dissing him. It's just like it's just basically like every guy who thinks they're like special and unique and is like, I listen to Joe Rogan all the time.
Yeah, that's me.
And they're just making fun of that kind of person. It's
Yeah.
My favorite is people that tell me they want to start a podcast and they start telling me about Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, so you're gonna be like Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm happy that I started this podcast before listening to Joe Rogan.
no, that's legitimate.
But now I do listen to Joe Rogan, and I don't want to be Joe Rogan. I just want to keep listening to his podcast.
That's fair.
It's no different than the people that tell me they wanted to get into radio because they want to be like Howard Stern.
Ugh.
Well,
Shock Jock
and
Central.
say what you will about Howard Stern of the past 15 years because I could care less, but like no one's going to do that again.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's allowed to do that again.
Well, that too, but like no one is going to repeat the fame of either. They are the pinnacles of those crafts.
Yeah, I agree. Where were we? New beer?
Not Joe Rogan.
I'm on a new beer.
New beer.
I'm on a new beer, too. This is a cool can. Oh, my God. It looks like you have the other half of my can.
Oh my gosh, it looks like
Wait.
you have the other half of my can.
Well, then who has the other half of my can?
The fridge. There's one more in the fridge. So
It's
let
for
me
Boomer.
see if I can read this because there's only half of a label on this can.
I'm pretty sure all the text is still there.
Oh, I get it now.
It says half an enchilada, double IPA. What's an enchilada?
Are you serious?
This is a Mexican dish.
Yeah, but this
Wrapped
looks
in a
like this looks
tortilla.
like a bottom of a pickle.
Well,
It's beans.
Show your top half. Yeah,
It's some weird
Let me
beans.
see your top half because I can't see the top
Got
half.
all
Giggity.
sorts of beans on there.
it's a bean enchilada.
So it's just one bean.
No, enchiladas I think are defined by specifically usually the sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Breading.
you know, you roll
Breading?
you roll
What kind
your
of Mexican food do you eat?
your,
I'm not Mexican.
your
Stop
stuff
hating.
into a tortilla of either corn or flour varieties,
Okay.
and you top it with this sort of
Enchilada sauce.
tomato-based
Yes.
kind of sauce.
All right.
Well, that can be green sauce too, though.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's so much
All right.
variety. I think it's pepper-based probably more than it is tomato-based. as
So
I say
either way,
that.
this is
all Mexican food is just a tortilla with meat and
Quite
cheese.
literally.
In different formats.
One of my best friends just moved back to this area from El Paso, which is like basically on the Mexico border. And he confirmed for me that basically every food in Mexico is just food from other places with tortillas added to the mix.
Okay.
At least at breakfast time, especially.
Yeah.
Or it's like it's a Mexican dish, but they added eggs to it.
Nice.
I can absolutely get behind Mexican food because I always know I'm going to get a tortilla and I'm going to get cheese and I'm going to get meat or beans.
It's my favorite palate to cook with.
Absolutely. And it's always good.
I love me some Mexican influenced dishes. I don't know that I know anything particularly traditionally Mexican, but I do love to cook within that spice palette, especially.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
I like tacos.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's Taco Tuesday.
It is Taco Tuesday. So
But
either
we're
way,
having enchiladas.
this beer is called Half an Enchilada. There's only half a label on my beer can. I have the bottom half label. Sam has the top half label. Kelly has another bottom half label. So this is a unique can from Evergreen Brewery. It's a double IPA. It weighs in at an 8.1%.
It's a hefty night.
It's delicious. It's good.
We started out with, 8.4?
Yeah.
Tasmania was 7.2.
Doing the heavy lifting.
It's all right.
So you don't have to.
It's been a long time.
It's true.
It's a long time coming.
True.
But it's a smooth double IPA. I mean,
It is
Evergreen
smooth.
Brewery just makes really good double IPAs. They make all good IPAs and beer, but
They haven't disappointed me.
in the longest time, same. Yeah. I really haven't.
I've been thinking about going over to the brewery because I miss it. Sometimes I just think about
It's
the brewery.
nice, but because of COVID, they're like limiting the space.
Yeah, but
Still?
like
I was over
the
there
food is
last
good, though.
August. During COVID, I met up with a couple of Aubrey's teacher friends over there, and I got a weird beer when I was there.
Yeah.
Something with lots of berries in it, or something like
The
that.
sorbetto?
Yeah, I believe that's
That's
what
a
it
good
was.
one. I
It
like
was
that
it
one.
was tasty. It was just not
It's
quite
like a
mine.
sour, but
Yeah, it was a little bit sour, but mostly sweet. Not quite my speed, but it was still like it didn't disappoint me. I just wasn't expecting it. But yeah, there's not that many people that they're letting in. To your point,
So you have to wait like a half an hour, 40 minutes sometimes, which sort of sucks.
which is what I ran into at Trogs on Sunday, which I was disappointed because I haven't been there in like a year
I
and a half
also want to
now.
go to Trogs too because I haven't been there for so long.
We were over in
And
Hershey.
They redid the tasting room there.
Oh,
right?
really?
Like they like painted and stuff.
I haven't been in.
That's what I heard.
I had my wife had a 30th birthday party for me there, and I'm 32 now, so that's about how long it's been since I've been there.
Happy birthday.
Oh yeah, thanks. It was actually my son's birthday last week, though.
Happy birthday.
Say,
Happy
Link,
birthday,
Link
Link.
is a year old, and that's why I haven't really been playing any video games.
This one goes out to Link
Yeah.
when you are old enough and you can finally listen to these podcasts.
So you're one. So in like 14 or 15 more
I'm
years,
sorry.
Yeah,
you're
I'm
all
sorry.
set.
I'm sorry, my future child too. Fuck.
Both of you.
He'll get it eventually.
I'm not going to tell them about this.
Oh, I will.
Okay.
We'll tell your kid about it.
Okay.
Leave it to
You
me.
can tell my kid about it.
All right.
Yeah, it's
I'm
a deal.
gonna step in on like the one of the cool ant spots that like shows your kid all the bad stuff.
Yeah, you know
Heck
what?
yeah, you gotta have that.
I'm here for it.
We're not having any of these family get-togethers. No ants allowed. No step ants. No any ants.
No fake ants.
No black
Yeah.
ants. No red ants. No biting ants.
The
Fire
irony
ants.
is the relationship I have in that category where the kids call me Uncle Sam, but I'm not even their uncle. Their dad is the one that teaches them all the filthy things.
Yeah.
I got like 6-year-olds giving me the finger in photos and stuff. And their dad thinks it's hilarious. So
Yeah.
I'm
I
just
think
like,
it's hilarious.
wow.
Yeah.
I say that, but like
It's funny till it's your kid.
I say that, but like I just by that I mean to all of my friends, I'm like, I'm just going to be the one who teaches your kid what Star Wars and video games is and things like that because you're
if
not
they're
going
not
to.
if they're not doing that,
Yeah.
you might as well.
Then it's going to be
Yeah.
me. It
Yeah.
falls on me, and I am happy to take that burden.
Yeah. I feel like all kids need that because they hear about video games, they hear about Star Wars from other kids, but they haven't experienced it themselves.
And I'm the person who's you're gonna need a day, and I'll be like, I'll take the kid.
Yeah.
We're going to Chuck E. Cheese. We're gonna get loaded up on pizza. We're gonna play a shit ton of arcade games. We're having a great day. You can do whatever you need to do at home, and then we'll come back
Is
later.
Chuck E. Cheese still open?
Yeah, it is.
Probably.
It's over in Union Square there with
That's my.
Gabriel
That was
Brothers, Sneaker Villa.
that was
and
the home.
Dude, there's
the
always
home
a
base.
cop outside there, and
Yeah.
there's fights and stuff.
Tell
They
you
were
what,
on
though.
YouTube.
Syringe needles.
As
Yeah.
a soon-to-be father, a place you will hopefully frequent as a parent next to Chuck E. Cheese is Once Upon a Child,
Oh yeah,
the thrift store for baby clothes.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Lincoln basically is completely
He's sponsored.
adorned in clothing from that store. 'cause
See,
it's
my
like,
mother-in-law already has all of our clothes.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Yeah.
Been there.
Child's gonna grow out of it eventually.
Yeah, and then she'll have the next clothes.
Don't they ever say, I think Lincoln's latest round of clothes he wore for like a week.
Really?
It feels
Just
like
growing
that.
that fast, yeah.
It feels
He's like a
that.
little weed.
He will know what Star Wars is, though, because his birthday is May the 4th.
He's
Yeah.
a lucky boy.
So he got to watch a little Star Wars on his birthday.
yeah?
We're starting to
What episode?
episode. I guess it's 4, the first one.
Yeah.
New Hope.
Good.
So I say we're just starting to pull back the veil a little bit.
You
of
don't want to
If you
traumatize
will,
him.
father.
Well, it's like if you're with mom and dad, we'll watch a little. He hasn't watched any TV yet as a kid. Like he's
Good.
been around the TV, of course,
Right.
but like we don't put something on and him
Good.
just get entertained
Zone
by it.
out.
But we're starting to do like if you're with us, you can watch a little TV, and then I can't wait for the like. Dude, we're gonna go play video games. Mom can watch like Criminal Minds or something.
Yeah, even when he's the age where like he's not playing video games, but you can give him a controller that's not even plugged in,
Yep.
so that daddy can play video games.
Oh, yeah.
and he feels like he's a part of it. And
We
you're-
already do that.
yeah. All
So
right.
he has a little. It looks like a PS2 controller,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like not connected to anything.
Yeah.
When you've seen his like little kid toy that's a game controller.
Yeah, I have one of those too. Someone got us that.
It's
Yeah.
awesome. Say I still play with that thing. It like lights up and sings songs.
I feel bad. I haven't like mentioned on my game page that my wife's pregnant. Like I've mentioned it to people individually and maybe in my stories, but like I wanted to make a post about it. I just like haven't. Like Kayla doesn't want to be in the post. She's like, fuck it. Like I don't know.
You
Like
could just put like an object that indicates that you're having a child.
so I was thinking like 2 N64 controllers with like one of those mini Hori
Yeah, I
pads.
was gonna say
That'd be
use a
good.
mini pad.
You know,
That's
like
awesome.
something like that.
Or you could do like some Game Boy Advances and then the micro.
Yeah, I like
Oh.
that too.
Okay, I like that.
Or
I have
like
that.
just regular Game Boys or like, DMGs or something.
Yeah.
Or I could bring over one of my little mini consoles. And you
yeah.
could set it next to your regular size
Yeah,
console.
you could have
Okay.
like a Super
I have-
Nintendo
yeah.
and a regular Nintendo and then
Say,
like a mini.
That's like my whole
NES.
collection these days is the classic consoles.
We got ideas. Wait, why are we giving this for free on... We're giving out free content ideas to people.
Well, I'm broke, so I need this.
It's true.
Free content? What?
The people who are listening are getting free content ideas.
what?
For their own posts if they're having
If
children.
they're having children,
Yes.
how many
Copyright.
people is that?
Everybody can have children if they
I
wish
know
to.
we have hundreds of thousands of listeners, but not everyone's pregnant with babies.
You don't know
Yet.
that. You don't
Yet?
know that. You don't know
All
that.
right.
People could be out there listening.
Copyright TM 2021 Precisely Podcast Productions, all wrongs reversed.
Yes.
Perfect.
Every
Legalities in
kid's
there.
name has to be precisely.
That's the clause. If you
is our
use a
child.
content idea, it is now our child collectively.
Precisely with
This
the
is our
copyright
child
symbol.
Precisely Podcast.
Yeah.
My second born Precisely Podcast reps.
What are we even talking about right now?
People having to name their children after our podcast.
Yes. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention to you guys, not that we're like news heavy or anything. Nintendo just re-released Mario Party as an actual online thing.
Yes.
Has anyone played it?
No, but we
No.
should.
I want to. So supposedly you can join anyone on your friends list on Mario Party and play any game, like play an actual board and not just mini games. Like when it first came out, you could only play like 10 mini games, and now you can actually play a full board with, I think there might be like 80 games altogether, but the online version is like only 70 games or something that you can play.
I don't actually have the Switch version of Mario Party.
It's so good.
I'll have to get it. I know people that are not as enthused on Mario Party. Mario Party is some of like my fondest memories of like N64.
It's good shit because you don't have to be good at a game.
No.
It was like one of the first games that anyone could play too, and you could be like, look, the directions are there for each mini game. The regular game of just jumping to hit the dice and going is a game of chance, and it's like we're playing a board game without setting up a board. All the mini games, we're going to learn how to do it, and it's either A or B. You know, maybe you move around.
Well, for me and my friends, that was like the definition of like the first game we played as like a marathon session. It's like we got nothing else to do. Well, we also short side story about 4 blocks from here or so. My friends and I had a shed that we all hung out in that we called the Man House. And we had a TV in there. We had an N64.
They listen to Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
So the funniest part of the story is that the original idea
Rogan was there
yeah. The original idea was to build a tree house.
in a kangaroo costume.
So, in a kangaroo costume, disenfranchising people.
Yeah.
But the original idea was to build a tree house, and we all got too lazy, and it just became clearing out my buddy's parents' shed.
Yeah.
And like we legitimately turned it into like our party house for like 6 or 8 years or so. To
How
the point,
big was the shed?
it was no bigger than this room. We're in about a 8x12 room right now.
Yeah.
We put carpet in it. We put several couches. Eventually, we built a bar in it.
Wow.
We had a little TV and an N64. We'd go over there on like Saturday morning and be there till like Sunday morning.
God.
And just like put N64 on the TV. There'd be a fire outside. There'd be, you know, a cooler of beer and whatever else that happened along the way. We were like 2 feet from like a creek to go hang out by if we got bored. And like my buddy had like a half pipe in his backyard, and like everybody knew like that was where we go hang out. Mario Party or Smash were like the two things. But Mario Party was like, yo, we got all day.
Yeah.
Like 40 turn game. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I could always get into Mario Party.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. That was one of the games that we played in college all the time, and it was so easy because, like you said earlier, anybody who can play, or anybody who doesn't play video games can play that game. It was one of those Nintendo titles, so we had everybody playing because it didn't matter if that person cared about video games or not. And we would play, like, if we had more people, we would do teams, so we'd do 2 people on the controller so they'd alternate turns and stuff like that. And we did Mario Party 7 all the time was what we had. And we did Wave Birds so we could all sit on the couches and
that was
have
GameCube.
we played. We would be drinking heavily and it was guaranteed a great time. We were shouting. Pretty sure one time somebody came and like banged on the apartment door and was like, yo, keep it down.
So we had 7 in our apartment as well, but we tended to play Mario Kart.
Yeah.
That
little
also
bit
got
more.
rowdy. But,
Any version. But Party was like
Liddy.
the game as far as
it's
marathons went.
Yeah,
Oh,
Smash Brothers for me, I feel like more so, but yeah, the whole GameCube era was huge growing up because that's like when you weren't just having sleepovers, you were having parties.
Yeah.
And you're drinking or smoking or whatever, but there are still 4 ports on this system that you could all fucking game on.
See, that was the difference for me. It was like by that era, there wasn't a lot of us that had GameCube. We were the PS2 kids. Everybody went from N64 to PS2.
I mean, I had a PS2 as well, but yeah.
Well, it was like everybody had an N64, and then everybody started making jumps, and I had like 2 friends that had the Xbox, and then everybody else had the PS2.
Yeah, Xbox
And
was huge.
I didn't encounter GameCube very often. I had a friend that had a portable GameCube, and we would play it at like events and
Just
like
like
school
with the
stuff.
screen.
With the screen.
With the screen, yes, that's
The
what I meant by
Intel
portable.
screen.
Yes,
Yeah.
And then I didn't really encounter GameCube on a heavy level till I was in college.
That's like the worst screen ever.
It is terrible now.
It is so bad.
In retrospect, it's terrible.
It's 6 inches, and it looks like fucking shit.
But we played Simpsons Hit and Run on it like no other.
Sure, it was fun. Yeah.
I had the PS2 screen that was like that too.
Yeah, so I think my next picture...
I've got one in the shop right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
A PS2 screen?
Yeah.
That's some hard nostalgia for this guy right here.
What do you want for that?
I didn't get there yet, but I have to test it out still, but yeah, I'll let you know.
Does it plug in to the PS2 and use the PS2's
Use
No,
its
there's an
electricity?
alternate. There's
it has
an
uses its
alternate
own
adapter.
power
so
supply.
you need 2 cords?
Oh, yeah.
If it's like the one I had, it plugs into the AV jack,
speakers
but
on the
it's
side.
composite. It's composite video into a little like TRS little pin into the side of the screen.
What was nice about the GameCube screen is it used the GameCube's power.
No, this one has its own AC adapter.
So sucky.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. That's how mine was. We actually tried to play like
That might be interesting.
we tried to play like sports games on that when I was in high school. It's really humorous. Playing baseball on a 5-inch screen with 3 guys sitting around it.
I remember my first job was at a dry cleaners, Lane's Careful Cleaners. And it was slow there for the most part. Some days it would be busy, but usually slow. And I brought an Xbox there, like an original Xbox with Halo, and I was working with someone else. And I brought a 6-inch black and white screen that only had a video output. So no volume,
sound.
but it was black and white as well. And
Yeah.
it had like a radio built into it.
I was like one of
my
those like
God.
portable TVs.
Yeah, like it had a handle, but it was,
Right.
it was still a CRT.
My grandparents like had one
It
of those in
wasn't
their
like
yeah.
a
kitchen.
handheld.
No, I got you.
Yeah, yeah. But like literally a 6-inch screen, black and white, and we played multiplayer Halo on it for like
Wow.
hours that day. And it was so much fun. Even though we couldn't hear anything,
Yeah.
we could see it. And it was actually a very like, from what I can remember, it was very like clear picture.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
But it was black and white.
Black and white tubes
And-
are beautiful.
and 3 inches, 2.5 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, black and white tubes are beautiful. It's just a matter of getting the right video source for them.
Yeah.
Because like usually it's just an RF source, and that's never the
It's not the
greatest
best,
starting point. But yeah, that's a way to do it if you want to really raw dog it for
We were
Xbox.
raw dogging it, yeah. It was fun. Like the Xbox was like 8 times bigger than this fucking
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah, that thing was hefty.
Super hefty.
So I never talked about what games I was playing.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sam.
No.
I almost felt like I didn't ask you that.
It's
and then
okay
hijacked the
because
whole
it's
thing.
actually a relatively short answer.
Okay,
Because
nothing.
I have,
None.
well, I have.
Why
it's a
did you
silly,
bring it up?
It's a silly game, but
Yes.
the game that I've actually, honest to God, been playing for the last like month is a dun 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 mobile game.
What?
No,
I've been playing Golf Clash
Flappy Bird.
for the iOS because Flappy Bird, yeah. No, I've been playing this game. It's called Golf Clash for iOS. It's this simple golf game.
Okay.
I can play it in like short little stints. Because you play a hole at a time. It's all online, like one-on-one players. And it's one of those like it's as a golf. It's not even a good golf game. It's just kind of like a mindless like
Okay.
arcadey golf game. Because like once you get to the putting section, it's like
I feel like I've
impossible
played
to
this.
miss. It's fun to play, and I've enjoyed it. But the real reason that I'm playing it is because I'm trying to bide my time until Mario Golf comes out for the Switch. Because
Oh, looks so good, yeah.
that is the next thing that's been on my radar now since that Nintendo Direct in
Yeah.
April, March, whenever that was, and I can't wait for that. But otherwise, I kind of have a mission on my hands. I have a problem where I have a PC and I have a Switch. Those are like my two go-to like modern gaming devices.
Yeah.
I have too many pieces of software on my computer. I have the Xbox Game Pass for PC, and I tend to just go on that and start downloading things. And I haven't downloaded entirely too many things.
And you're not playing them.
I'm not playing them. I have the Epic Game Store installed on my machine, and I go every Thursday and I download the free game every single week, and I've played like 2 of them in the last like year and a half. I need to task myself with just like wiping my computer clean and picking a game or 2 to start with, and not letting myself continue to add more and more software until I've actually given it an honest shake. The other problem I ran into, I had talked on one of the last episodes about how I got the Oculus Quest 2.
Yeah.
I bought the Elite strap for the Oculus Quest, and I broke the head strap.
Oh.
Apparently, it's a pretty known issue where the head strap would snap the plastic. So through their returns and claims, I managed to get a replacement, but I went like 3 weeks without really having a setup to play Oculus, and I kind of fell off of it. I've been playing it like every night.
Yeah, you were talking about it a lot on our last podcast.
I was so excited about it, and then I broke the head strap. I didn't touch it for like weeks. I also not injured my father, but gave me a bit of a scare the one day when we were doing Richie's plank experience with my Oculus.
Don't do that.
He wanted to do it. It was all him. But I was a little traumatized by that because I felt like I hurt him. Like, he did it all himself. He wanted to play it.
What happened?
He asked me to bring it over to his house because he wanted to try it. He had tried it on a Vive at work, and he was too afraid to do it. So he wanted to drink a few beers and then try it.
Probably not good to go in VR with a few beers.
No, but
especially if you're not used to it.
The problem was we didn't have a good Guardian set up. It was too small. And where he started, he stepped out of the Guardian the second he stepped off the plank. Mm. And it took him out of the experience and the VR. Like in Richie's plank experience, you jump off that plank. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of makes you want to fall. He had that sensation and he started to fall. But he didn't even get to experience the like free fall part of it. It was like he stepped, he fell, and he was just in his living room. And I felt so bad.
So he fell.
He fell hard.
Yeah.
Oh,
and he's a big dude, so like he fell. And like I just felt so bad. I like couldn't like use it.
Is he all right though?
He's fine.
All right.
It was never even a thing, but like I just felt so bad.
It's embarrassing, and it also makes you like probably not want to do it again.
Yeah. I was just like, I don't want to touch this thing right now. And yeah, so I've sort of fell out of the VR stuff, but I have some software on there also that I need to play. So I'm kind of tasking myself. I'm putting myself on task right now that if I come on the show again sometime soon and I haven't played anything, I should be ashamed.
We will publicly shame you if that happens.
I expect that.
Yeah.
A lot of pointing and a lot of people just saying, shame, shame.
We're going to put you in the center of town.
Yeah.
And we're just going to publicly shame
The
you.
next second Thursday or whatever it is.
I will tie you to the tree out front and just have a sign say, please publicly shame this man.
Say, I'll just walk around with a breadboard sign that just says, I promised to play more video games, and I didn't. Now,
And then everybody has to go, shame.
I'll have some more time, especially, say, next weekend. My wife is going away, and it's just me and Link hanging out, which means... Boys' weekend, which means a lot of work for me and probably less time. But at the same time, there's this, 2-hour window where he naps in the afternoon.
Well, there you go.
And I'm not going to have much else to do.
Clutch time.
Yeah,
that'll probably be my launching point. But also, the other thing I wanted to do, and it's funny, you had mentioned you've been playing Breath of the Wild on Wii U. I have once again restarted Breath of the Wild on Switch.
It's so good.
And I'm trying to, for the life of me, continue a playthrough of that game where I don't take a 6-month to a year break. Last time it was a fair enough break. My son was born.
Oh, that's
the last time I was trying to play through. Yeah, you know. So, yeah, that time I got diverted for a few months.
It's so good. It's like once you get into it, and granted, like Kayla and I have been playing it together. Like she's just been watching me. But we're playing it in the kiosk room on the Wii U kiosk. And you see how our couch is set up here in the living room, game room area. We can't really snuggle, especially with all of our animals. Mm-hmm. Like Wheezy always gets in between us. The couch over there is just a love seat.
Right.
And I have like a little like lounge chase thing.
An ottoman
that goes in front of the couch. So she's able to lay on that and lay on my chest while I play. And
There you
she's
go.
like, I love this so much. And I'm like, I love this too. This
Yeah,
is
there you
nice.
go.
And like, if the dogs want to get up next to us, they can, but they can't get in between us, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just absolutely loving it. Like, Breath of the Wild just feels so right for the most part. Like, it's just a good quality game.
Absolutely.
That's well-rounded in every aspect.
Speaking of good quality games, I'm going
Yes.
back to the Golf Clash. I
Yes.
did play that one.
Okay.
I was going to say, I was looking to make sure that was the one I was thinking about, and I haven't played it for a long time, but I did play it, and I was very good at it.
It's literally.
So I might start playing it again.
It's like a drag and like release kind of golf mechanic, and
It's
I have
fun.
a lot of fun just like because it's the kind of game you can pick up for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, you don't need to play it for any more than 10 minutes.
And like, there's
Is it better than Ribbit King? That's
No.
the question.
You cannot. That's comparing apples.
You
and
know what they
oranges.
should do? Is they should port Ribbit King to the,
To the phone?
iOS. Yeah.
I feel like that
shoot. I'd take it
is
on
never going to happen.
Switch.
but I would love
Yeah.
a Switch
Oh my
port.
God, on
That'd be
Switch?
great.
That'd be great.
Any kind of port, but like not the phone.
Even on the phone.
Why?
I would pay for that on the phone. No, I wouldn't, actually.
Yeah.
Katamari came out on the phone, and I don't think I paid for that.
Did
Oh,
it really?
I didn't know that.
I think it was free, and I didn't play it.
I was gonna say all the console ports I've ever paid for on phones.
Suck.
They're not inherently bad. It's the input methods that always lose me.
Yeah.
Like I have all the GTA 3 style games
Yeah.
for mobile, and the only time I ever played them was I happened to have like a Mad Catz
Yeah.
iPhone controller for a while.
Which you need.
Yeah, and like
Otherwise, you're putting your fingers
It's
on the
all on your
screen and you
screen.
can't see anything.
yeah, and like I'm playing San Andreas on my phone. Like
Katamari is not on the iOS store, but
It used to be.
Donut County is
That's cool.
for $5.
Yeah, I could see that, and that's worth $5.
yeah, I was
That's
gonna
worth
say I
$5.
kind of remember that one being on iOS.
Katamari used to be, but it was like a 2D side scroller, and it was not good.
Oof, what's the point?
Yeah, it was not good.
So not Katamari.
So not.
So not.
Do you guys want to wrap it up? Do you want to say anything about your store?
It's going good.
All right.
I appreciate it every day. I appreciate the people who are coming to it.
You're
Every
having
day?
like regular customers.
I have legit regulars, which is a weird thing to say, but I have regulars. I have a couple of people who come in a lot. Like the thing is, like I recognize them, and like I know like what they're looking for now. So we have conversations about things. There's a game collector that's around here that I had a big conversation with the other day, and we were just talking about what it's like collecting and things like that. And it was cool to talk with him. It's just cool to get other people's perspective.
Yeah.
With collecting, and everybody collects something different, and so it's cool to hear about other people and what they're looking for and stuff. And I've got a bunch of like high school kids that come in, they buy the Funko Pops a lot, which is like,
Interesting.
yeah, but like it's cool because these kids come in and they're like they're local, like they walk over, like
They're probably my wife's former students.
yeah,
I probably know half of them too.
yeah. I mean, but like they're coming in and they're at the point now where they're not just coming into the for the Funko Pops. They're coming in to talk to me. They're coming in
That's
like
awesome.
This one kid was like telling me how he's like real nervous. He's a senior. He's graduating. He doesn't know what he wants to do. Like he feels like I think I want to do this, but I don't really know. And I'm like, well, like I didn't go to school for this.
Yeah.
Like, so I feel like using myself as a platform for those guys to be like, hey, you don't have to know what you want to do at 18.
Yeah.
Please don't know what you want to do at 18. I wish somebody would have said that to me and been like, you don't have to know. You don't have to make this huge decision. You don't have to follow this trajectory that you set for yourself at 18 because it doesn't matter.
Even as somebody who knew what they wanted to do at 18, you don't end up
Right, exactly.
where you thought you were going to be anyway.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, hey, and then there's another kid that's not a senior but still in high school and is like, I hate school, and I'm like, but I have these dreams and I'm going through it, just, and I'm like, just keep doing it because you got to do it. You just have to do it to get through it.
Yeah.
And then you do you. Like, these kids have good hearts, and I'm glad they're coming in, and it's cool to see them. And
Retro
it's cool
and Rad / Kelly's Counseling Corner.
Dude, I mean,
Yeah, there you go.
Awesome.
I am using my degree. What the hell?
There you go.
But
Always.
no, and then there's other people that come in and like, I know they like the Ninja Turtles or something, and we talk, toys for a while or whatever. It's like you have these different conversations with people, and it's really special to be able to be trusted in that regard. Like you don't walk in a store and just like you don't walk into Target and have a conversation with an employee like
You're an expert, right?
No, not necessarily you're an expert, but like I collect video games. I'm in the video game section at Target, and this guy's in the video game section with me. He must care.
You don't drum up a conversation and feel like the other person even cares.
Right,
They're
and
like,
if I was
yeah,
vice
I
versa,
unlocked the cabinet. Let me go back to my
if I was the
register.
employee in Target, which I have been on the receiving end of the employee in a retail situation before, and I'm getting paid shit wage, and I've been there for longer than I should have been, and I'm just tired and I want to go home, they don't care.
No.
Unfortunately, but like, they don't care. They're there and they're doing what they got to do, and then they're going to go. But for me, it's different. Like this is my life now, literally. I live there,
And you enjoy talking about things.
right, and I want to be able to have that connection with people too, so they feel comfortable and they feel like this is a reputable place. And
That
things
should
like
be
that.
part of the experience.
It should be.
That's
Yeah.
the nature of that kind of business, in my opinion.
I remember going to Walmart before I bought Yakuza Like a Dragon, knowing that Walmart has all games like $10 off, like no matter what it is, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, let me get Yakuza Like a Dragon there. And I went there, and they hardly had any PS4 titles. And I'm like, where's Yakuza? And I saw a guy like going in and out. I stopped him. I was like, hey, do you have Yakuza Like a Dragon? He's like, what's that? I'm like, it's a PS4 game. He's like, PS4? He's like, we're on the PS5. They had like 2 PS5 games out.
Yeah.
I'm like, PS5 literally just came out. He's like, we're getting rid of all the PS4 for PS5 games. And I'm like, okay. Like, you obviously don't know and you don't care. It's fine. I went to GameStop and just spent the $60, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels like, and people definitely enjoy it. There's this little kid. He's I don't know how old he is, but he's a little kid. But he's old enough to be like going around and like, talking in full sentences and things like that. Like he's not a baby, but
Like 6.
yeah, probably. He comes in and
By himself?
No.
Okay.
With his family. But his mom was explaining the one day, she was like, he talks about this store every day.
Aww.
And she was like, he has autism and nothing like drives this kid. Like, I'm like, asking him to do things at home. But she was like, the other day, I was like, you got to pick up your toys. And he was not having it. And she was like, well, if you don't pick up your toys, we can't go to Retro and Rad. And he just started picking up his toys.
Good.
And I was just like,
That's
like
awesome.
real, and and she's like trying, she's being a mom and she's trying to explain, his behavior. I'm like, listen, you don't need to explain to me. If
Yeah,
he's
that's
happy
amazing.
here and if he's feels safe enough to be himself here, that's great. And I want to be able to support that. If you need anything from me, let me know. I'm here to
Yeah.
help, but like, let him be him. Like, I'm cool with that.
That's awesome.
great.
Just come in, hang out.
That
Like,
makes me so happy.
yeah. So like he comes in and she's like, "Here's your friend." I'm like, "He's my favorite customer. I'm not biased." Like, but he's always so excited.
What
to
is
come
he
in.
buying? What's
He
he
just
getting?
comes to look at like all the toys, and he just like he likes Power Rangers and
Yeah.
Transformers, but he comes in and he looks at everything. And he's like, "Wow." And he'll be like, "That was here last time," or like whatever.
Yeah.
He just likes to look at everything. So
That's great.
yeah, it's really cool, and I'm glad that I can be like that kind of. And lots of people bring their kids in; they really enjoy it, and I want them to be able to enjoy that. But like, it just feels good that like, somebody trusts it enough to have that be like their little special place kind of thing,
That's so
even at
cool.
such a young age. But
It reminds me of like he's looking at your store like I used to look at like toy magazines or
Yeah.
something. Like
Yeah.
being like, oh, it's still there.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
let me circle that again in this new magazine.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, he
that's
just
really cool.
Yeah, he just loves to look at everything and just be like, "Oh wow, look at that!"
Yeah.
That's
And
another
then-
marketing idea for Retro and Rad.
Toy magazine.
A holiday catalog.
How could you?
I mean, I guess I
It's not like you have like
could,
unlimited
but I don't
inventory.
No, what you could do is a
but, like,
calendar.
It'd be fun to do like a wish book, so to speak.
Yeah.
That it's like
It's just toys.
it's not necessarily like we have it, but it's like here's like
No.
the things to look forward to for Christmas, like fun kinds of things. I don't know.
You could make the toys having like little parties in each picture. I could photograph this for you.
There you go.
I love the concept
Where
of
they're like
toy
having
photography.
like tea
yeah.
parties, or
Yeah.
they're
Oh, I'm
doing
down
a
for that.
battle. You
Yeah.
know, like it could like do like a scenery,
Oh
like
yeah, I love that
like
shit.
January. They're like just like hanging out.
Strawberry shortcake
And then
in a
by
battle with the
December, they're like
Transformers.
December, they're like killing everything, and they have Optimus Prime like on a crucifix or something.
There was oh my god, he died for our sins.
That's the Easter calendar.
Yeah.
And on the third day, Optimus Prime rose again.
Yeah.
He moved the rock.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I saw a video one time on TikTok, and it was this person who made a dollhouse. Like they had a dollhouse, and they like built the insides and
Sure.
everything. And what they did was essentially have a Skeletor figurine,
Oh yeah.
like living in the dollhouse, and he was
Great.
like showing off the house. So you'd like pan through the room, and then Skeletor was like sitting there, like having a beverage on the couch, watching TV.
Welcome to my dollhouse.
It was like in the bubble bath, like things
That's
like.
great.
I was like,
bath time.
I was like, so I inherited a dollhouse from my grandparents that my grandmother never finished, that she was supposed to finish for me when I was a little kid, and she never finished it. So I was like, I feel like I have to take this and finish it. Like,
Yeah.
So I have this dollhouse sitting in my basement unfinished, and I'm like, that's it. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to make this dollhouse really cool, and then I'm going to find different little figures, and I'm going to make them live in there like Skeletor.
Yeah. Let's make a calendar. People would love that.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm totally down and shoot that for you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been really good. I cannot complain.
Good.
But yeah, it's been a labor of love. I've got a lot of work. I just got like over 200 games in the other day, so
Wow.
I've been
That's awesome. And it's good
rolling
titles
through
too.
that.
I saw
Yeah,
'em.
they're good. They're good
Yeah, I saw
stuff.
that post.
No, you didn't.
I didn't see that post.
you didn't
no,
see
I
that
saw a post.
You
then.
that one was
They're good
okay,
posts.
but there's more that are coming on Thursday.
I saw
that are-
some money makers in that post, I guess I should
yes,
say.
but there are good like hidden RPGs and
Nice,
things
okay.
like
Yeah.
that in this one, and so yeah, that one I know people. I told some of my regulars like, hey, I know you collect this, like, give me a couple days and I'll have it
Yeah.
out, kind of thing. But
Sweet.
Well, definitely
know.
put that one game to the side for me.
oh, I got
Because
you.
I want it.
That
I got
one.
you.
It's an Atlas
It's the guy
racing game.
It's the guy game.
The guy game by Atlas.
It's by Atlas, and it's like a racing derby game.
Chorok or whatever it is.
Not
can't-
Churok.
No,
Turok the dinosaur
Churok
racer.
with a CH.
Churok.
It's like
Chorok.
It's like CH
Chubrock.
ROQ or something.
I don't know.
like that. Whatever it is.
Either way,
it's that Atlas.
Let's
title.
wrap this up.
Yeah, let's stop
This has been fun. We're at 2 hours.
Of us talking nonsensically.
It's all right.
No
People
real.
miss this, I think. Who knows?
We think.
If you miss this, let us know.
If
Hit
you
us-
didn't, if you didn't miss this,
hit
let us
us-
know.
I mean, yeah. If you listen this far, please let us know that you're one of our good listeners that like to listen to this whole podcast.
If you listen this far,
The 2 hour club.
give yourself a pat on the back and a gold star
Yeah,
because you deserve both.
we'll send you a gold
We'll
star.
send you a free toy.
No,
We won't actually do that.
If you pay for shipping, we will. Kelly will.
It's all right. Just add on to my pile of work. It's fine.
It's free shipping, or it's a free toy to begin with.
Yes.
If they're paying for shipping, you'd send it.
Yes, I would.
I'd
so
actually
send
go
it.
over to your place to help you. I have so many boxes, we could do it.
All right,
Yeah.
dude. You're always welcome.
If you want
to
a
come
free
over.
toy, hit up Retro and Rad, not Precisely Podcast, and say Precisely Podcast sent you. Make Beau put that shit in a box and ship it out to me, but make sure that you have at least $8 to get it shipped out to you.
Or else Beau will
$8.
shit in a box and send it to you.
Yeah.
$8.
What?
So, I mean,
Is that a lot?
like first class is like $5.
$5.95 going to Cali.
Yeah. All right. So $6.
If it's over a pound, though.
I don't think these toys are over a pound.
Logistics.
$6. Send them our way. Either way. Thank you guys for listening this far. Have a great night. Enjoy your beers. Enjoy this episode. Enjoy your life. Because we only live once. Peace. We out. Right?
We out.
We out.
We out.